Welcome to Art with Mrs. Cap, where we are going on a journey through the world of art and the many histories and cultures that influence it. Whether you're a kid or a kid at heart, wanting to learn more about the art world, this is the podcast for you. So join us as we journey through art with Mrs. Cap. Today we're going to be talking about The Night Watch by Rembrandt. Now, this is the title that everyone knows this work by, but its official title has absolutely nothing to do with The Night Watch. So Rembrandt did this painting in 1642. It's an oil on canvas, and officially it is called Officers and Men of the Company of Captain Franz Banning Koch and Lieutenant Willem van Ruytenberg. Hopefully, I pronounced all that correctly. But we'll just refer to it as the Night Watch like most people do. So today it is housed in the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam. It is, as we stated before, it is a 1462 painting, oil on canvas by Rembrandt, who was a Dutch Baroque artist. So it is fitting that it is still in the Netherlands, since that was his homeland, being a Dutch artist and so forth. Now, if you look at it and it has this misnomer of a title called Night Watch, but the interesting thing is that it's not a night scene at all. I know it looks like a nighttime scene when you're looking at it, and it just is so dark and all that kind of stuff, but it's actually not a night scene. It got the name Night Watch about 100 years plus after it was originally painted, because of over time there was an accumulation of dirt and varnish, and it gave it the appearance that the events were taking place at night when they were actually taking place during the day and not night at all. So that's just something interesting, and it kind of shocks a lot of people when they hear that, because if you look at it and you go by its nickname, it looks like it's at night, when in reality it's during the day. So one of the things that's noteworthy about this work of art is that Rembrandt really moved away from the traditional way of representing civic guard portraits. To this point and to this date, most of those type of portraits were done in an arrangement of boring rows of figures. But Rembrandt animated his portrait. He actually has the sitters perform specific actions that define their roles as militiamen. And so there's this great deal of energy that's generated as these citizens spring to action in response to their captain's command. You see it has this appearance of an actual historic event that's taking place, even though they were just sitting for a portrait. So this itself marks Rembrandt's creative genius, that he's created this break away from tradition and the traditional way of representing these type of portraits. Something else that stands out in this work of art is if you look and you see this kind of mysterious girl that's emerging from the darkness, and she's right behind that musketeer in red. She has flowing blonde hair and a gold dress, and she almost glows. And she draws attention. She's definitely a focal point of the work of art, but the most interesting attribute of her is that she has a large white chicken that hangs upside down from her waist belt. And the significance of this is the claws that are showing. And it is in direct connection to the Cloveniers, which is this group. Their guild, the emblem was a golden claw on a blue field. So the girl is actually not a real person. That's why she kind of looks out of place. But she is actually the personification of the company. So she represents this guild of militiamen. So it's just a very interesting work that Rembrandt has done where he has just broken away from tradition, and then he's also keeping with some traditional elements of personifying, these groups or something that represents, courage or honor or whatever. Here he has personified the guild itself and their emblem through this golden girl that's kind of mysteriously emerging from the darkness, but definitely a focal point. So there's just a lot going on in this work that is definitely historic and also marks, Rembrandt as such an exceptional Baroque artist in his time and in his country. We hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Be sure to subscribe and check out more episodes as we travel through the world of art and art history to have a better understanding of our own ties to the culture and history of humanity.